Smiles pulled open wide as the door pushed closed tight. Buttoning jacket steering down the street as the shades of the mister slid up. The green watching face looked more like it was thinking than reflecting, more craving than satisfied. Blinked eyes to wider as a raven landed, gripping the shoulder. What did you get caught? You're cleaner, but Ralph gets his hair trimmed here. Ralph? Yeah. Enough said. But about what, though? Man, I don't want to know. Were there any raven freaks in there? My feathers are a little ragged. Have you noticed? Little daydream about getting his feathers fooled with. A feel-good stride carried them down the street. Both threw back the double mid-body doors of the planter and stepped into the sounds and music. Sudden freeze. There was a focus on the fellows who just came in as all the patrons stared. Set them up for everyone! The music started back up along with the fun and laughter. You just gotta know how to enter a saloon, kindly tutoring the bird. Straight to the bar, asking for the strongest and the best. Doubles, please! Lola came quickly over. You look so refreshed. You are so wilted. What kept you? It's so late. I'll see you tomorrow. And with that, over the raised drink, the sun sank below the horizon. Definite dark came on. Everyone in the room folded their arms, closed up around themselves, and ceased. That drink waited, hung just off his mouth, not knowing quite what to do with it now. Must have come to some kind of conclusion, has made a one shoulder, what the hell, shrug, and shot it. This is one of them planned things, isn't it? All out till morning. Crap, guess so. Gonna make the bar pretty easy to use, though. Spry hop over it, glass rattling, rummaging about, found a bottle set aside, found the lower you went, the better it got, hobbling on knees, found another and set that aside after reading the label. Product produced in partnership with the coal hole. Whoa, that's a must taste. The third bottle was really more of a wide-mouthed jar with its rich green contents frothed at the top. They were holding out on us. It made you drunk nearly as quickly as you swallowed it, and Raven flew into mirrors while Wing insulted the men around the room for losing their roots. It's not too late. You just need the will. Chlorophyll and photosynthesis, my ass. Get yourself a steak and a date. Pour me another, my friend. Well, after sticking his head in the bottle, it had to be reported it was empty, and it ain't like they had ravens in mind when they made this thing. Come on, help me find another. And as far as you clueless, cockless, deadheading dopes are concerned, I'm not done with you. Stand easy, or stay potted, or whatever the hell it is you do. I'll be right back with further instructions and recommendations. That said, he crumpled to crawling and crept around, scrapped about the back, casing the dusty containers closest to the floor. Raven fell off the bar top the way divers fall off the edge of their boats. Backwards, his big flipper feet on either side of his straight-up tail feathers. Heels hung just in sight of the surface for a moment, then disappeared. It took quite a while to gain the distance, examining and sampling their way along this low-down, hidden top shelf of good stuff. But always they look for, when plants make love ale, a drink known only to and drank only by plants. The name's the reason they had to put it in such small jugs, got them pretty sprouted up. We'll have to stop at a couple of bottles. Wait till you see what it does for your sheen. It was Raven, moving in and around the bottle-lined lanes made for him, that noticed that the back of this part of the cabinet was recessed, didn't look the same. Must have had to repair something here. Boards are different. Pulling the inventory out and feeling the edges, found hinges, and a latch was located. It was a door. There wasn't a lock. Secrecy was the security for this safe. The pair quickly had it open, making their way into a place that hadn't mingled with the rest of the world for a very long time. Room had been more than casually sealed. Entering, the air pressure changed, and there was an odd shift in the pitch and the constant ringing in his ears as they, and the fresher atmosphere of the room, disappeared into the dark. But just as they snuck into this sequestered space, out in front of the bar, back in the room they left, a drama was unfolding. Over two, set up the tapping teams and tap them all. The other Hoovers buzzed responses. Maybe 2 more trips. We got time. It's not killing them yet. Settlement 2 thinks it can synthesize soon, but that can't be counted on. A smart-ass communication about the human scientists working on this project was responded to with a harsh sound and, nah, superior, right. Need to eat, need to breathe air, have sex wearing rubber. They're all as pathetic as these plants. I wouldn't mind draining them dry just to see them dead and wilting. Wouldn't that be grand? Got a lot of angry, whirring agreement. Then they withdrew. It took coming back out of the booze locker to get how dank it had been in there. Both the explorers sucked up the fresh air as they came up from behind the bar. Soon as breath was gained, it was used to abuse the bedded group of guys. They are lame, but they are fun to sit on. It was a wobble flight, but attempt to reach a big one was successfully navigated as drinks were emptied, trips back to the store were needed. This loud-mouthing and back-and-forthing went on till staying surrounded by the wares of this most wonderfully worthy lardy became the best idea yet. Drank deep drinks, talked deep thoughts, fell into a deep doze. Next morning, an angry crowd hung over them. The pair slowly supposed they were being demanded to pay for the contents of all the empty bottles strewn around, but then began to realize they were being blamed for Midway's sickness. The holes in everyone's side didn't have long to defend themselves before the flapping doors flung open, and horror! Duel was carried in, wilting and near death. He was with her last. We saw him leave her place. Wing pushed his way to her, helplessly hovering over, hoping for something he could do. It felt cute when it was soft, she weakly smiled. What's wrong with us? Let Wing help. Her limp arms fell to the floor, dead. A tap was spotted, stunned, pulled it out, showed it to everyone. It was settlement technology. Cringing pang of gut-wrenching pain accompanied a sudden understanding of the change in the pitch in his ears from the night before. Hoovers! The clumsy bastards had forgot the tap, and she couldn't seal off the hole in her side. The spitting, fuming explanation was not readily taken up. I don't believe in this Hoover fairy tale. That was the mayor, and many agreed. Come on, Raven, we'll show 'em. Busted out, burst on. Lester was waiting, bounded to bareback riding. Yeah! Earl thundered after. He had been tethered on a long rope so he could roam a bit and browse by the well-intended bark. It trailed after him, the attached door splintering to bits. Raven flew overhead. Working together, they managed to find the Hoovers with a group of wild donkeys in a makeshift corral of a camp just out of town. How did you say they said they did it? One was shouting. They obviously had not been informed of the differences in wild and domestic donkey temperaments. Situation triggered a frustrated scream. Let's just leave a spigot in it and watch it die. It's got to be as much fun as fucking. That bit on a raw nerve. Grabbed the rope off Earl, kicking Lester to rise high off his hoofs. Ballistically balling into the groove. Close in, the shooting and dodging started. Too late. Earl rampaged in, ricocheting them off the rocks and each other. The lassoed leader was violently yanked out of the air. So fast did they depart that the squad was left in complete disarray. Barging on, masking where he had come from and was going back to, rapidly maneuvering the canyons with complete disregard, the metal machine mangled, careening off the sides of the cliffs and crashing into the ground over and over again, never stopping till the center of town. The evil canister groaned, spilled taps from a storage pocket, dived back to his black box. Wing ripped it out of him, activated the screen, showing them laughing as they drained from dew. Running it forward, the attack was shown as out-of-control machines maniacally mashing themselves as the team didn't get recorded. The horses had never had a shadow or a reflection in anything and apparently couldn't be imaged either. He threw it on the crumpled can for Earl to crush. Total death for a Hoover. Watched, wishing he could kill him again. What will we do? Was all around him now. We're going to poison the settlement! Suddenly, Splade splat! With a very large fingertip pressing him. It was the feel of glory, beauty, wonder, pure power, creation. We left it that I'd get back to you. Well, I'm getting back to you. And I'd prefer it if you didn't poison the people of the settlement. Got it? But, she's with me. So much life, so wonderful. So is Sheila. I made them both. Not Sheila's settlement. Like that matters. Bonehead. Do please get my point. Did weep. First time. We'll pick it up where we left off. Later. Thank you. Thank you.